Elon Musk, a name that's synonymous with groundbreaking technology, space exploration, and electric cars. We all know him as the CEO of Tesla, the founder of SpaceX, and the mind behind Neuralink and the Boring Company. His vision for the future seems limitless. But what if I told you there's something you don't know about him? Something totally unexpected. What if Elon Musk secretly worked a regular job, just like millions of others? Picture this. Elon Musk, the billionaire, the innovator, taking on the role of a garbage collector. It sounds crazy, right? But there's a reason behind it. Musk wanted to see the world from a completely different angle. A world not defined by technology or high-flying ambitions. He wanted to learn from the people who do the hard, often overlooked work. He wanted to see how the other half lives. This wasn't a publicity stunt or a moment of charity. No. Elon Musk made a choice. He decided to work as a garbage collector for a while, blending in with those around him. He was on a mission. But the catch was, no one could know who he truly was. Why would someone like Elon Musk take on a job so far removed from his normal life? What did he hope to learn? Stay tuned, because what he discovered is shocking and might just change the way you see the world. Elon Musk didn't just wake up one day and decide to take out the trash. There was a reason behind this unusual decision. Musk has always been fascinated by the world's biggest problems. He's dedicated his life to tackling challenges like climate change, space exploration, and advancing technology. But as he became more successful, he started to realize something important. He didn't really understand what life was like for the average person. The truth is, even someone as brilliant as Elon Musk can get caught up in the world of tech and innovation. He had access to the best technology, the brightest minds, and endless resources. But all of that came at a cost. He had become disconnected from the everyday struggles of regular people. Musk wanted to change that. He wanted to experience life from the ground up. So, he made a bold decision. He would take on a job that most people would consider mundane and thankless. Garbage collecting. It wasn't just about doing something different, it was about learning. Musk wanted to see what life was really like for people who worked tirelessly behind the scenes, unnoticed and unappreciated. There was also another layer to this mission: anonymity. Musk didn't want to be recognized. He didn't want his identity to influence the way people treated him. This had to be real. It had to be raw. No distractions, no special treatment. Just a man working alongside other workers, understanding their daily lives. And so, with this goal in mind, Elon Musk set off on his secret journey into the world of garbage collection. Elon Musk's first day as a garbage collector was nothing like he expected. It was early in the morning, still dark outside, when he showed up for his shift. He had on a plain work uniform, the kind that blended in with the other workers. No flashy logos, no fancy tech gadgets, just a man trying to fit in. The first thing he noticed was the sheer physical effort involved. Garbage collection isn't easy work. The trucks are loud, the streets are dirty, and the bins are heavy. Musk wasn't used to this. In his world, everything was designed to make life easier. But on this day, there were no shortcuts. There was no technology to do the heavy lifting for him. He had to move fast, lifting bags and containers, hauling them into the truck with the other workers. The smell was another challenge. Musk had spent years designing clean, futuristic spaceships and electric cars, but now he was surrounded by waste. The stench was overwhelming at times, and it was something he wasn't prepared for. It made him realize just how much people take clean, organized spaces for granted. As the day wore on, Musk began to feel the physical toll of the job. His hands were sore from handling garbage, his back ached from the constant lifting. It was exhausting. This wasn't the kind of work where you could just sit behind a desk and make decisions. This was real, gritty, and relentless. But what struck him the most wasn't the physical strain. It was the way the workers around him operated. They didn't complain. They just kept going. They worked together, laughed together, and supported each other. Musk was humbled by their resilience. He had always been driven by innovation, but now he saw something just as important: the power of human endurance and teamwork. This wasn't the life he was used to. But it was a reality that millions of people face every day. As Elon Musk continued his secret job as a garbage collector, he began to see the world through the eyes of the workers around him. The job wasn't just about hauling trash, it was about the daily grind, the routine that became their life. Each morning, they'd gather before dawn, preparing for another long day. They didn't have fancy offices or high-tech gadgets. Their tools were simple: sturdy gloves, a trash truck, and the will to keep moving. What struck Musk most was the sense of camaraderie among the workers. They didn't have much, but they had each other. They would joke around, share stories, and laugh in between the heavy lifting. For a billionaire used to working with top engineers and cutting-edge technology, this was a side of life he had never seen. These were people who woke up every day knowing their job was physically demanding and often thankless. Yet they didn't seem to mind. They worked hard, and they worked together. Musk took the time to talk to his co-workers. Their stories were far different from his own. Many of them had families to support, and some were juggling multiple jobs just to make ends meet. Their lives weren't easy. Yet, despite their struggles, they spoke with pride about their work. They understood the value of what they were doing, even if society often overlooked it. They knew they were helping keep the city clean, keeping things running smoothly, even if no one took the time to notice. He learned about their backgrounds, where they came from, and what they hoped for. Some had grown up in tough neighborhoods, others had been laid off from higher-paying jobs. For many, garbage collection wasn't a career choice, it was a necessity. But despite the hardships, they found strength in each other. They weren't just co-workers, they were a support system. Musk couldn't help but feel a deep respect for them. These people had resilience that he hadn't fully understood until now. As he worked alongside them, he began to see the world differently. It wasn't just about technology or innovation, it was about the people who made everything work, the ones who didn't get the credit but kept the world turning. As Elon Musk spent more time on the job, something unexpected happened. He began to see the bigger picture. What he thought would be a simple experience turned out to be a powerful revelation. The more he worked, the more he noticed the shocking truth about waste and society's relationship with it. First, there was the sheer scale of waste. It wasn't just the piles of garbage that had to be collected every day, it was the overwhelming amount of things people threw away without a second thought. From food to packaging to electronics, it seemed like society was constantly tossing things aside. Musk had always known that waste was a problem, but seeing it firsthand, up close, was eye-opening. Every day, garbage trucks would fill up, carrying tons of discarded items that would eventually end up in landfills or, worse, in the ocean. The environmental impact of all this waste was staggering. Musk had always been vocal about climate change and the need for sustainable solutions, but now, standing in the middle of a landfill, he realized just how critical the issue was. The waste didn't just pile up, it polluted the environment, contributing to global warming and damaging ecosystems. He started thinking about how the things people discarded, things they considered useless, were actually a huge part of the bigger environmental crisis. But it wasn't just the waste itself. It was the way it was handled. Musk was shocked to see how inefficient the garbage collection system was. The recycling processes were disorganized, outdated, and often ineffective. Many items that could be reused or repurposed were sent straight to the landfill, simply because the infrastructure wasn't there to process them properly. What shocked him even more was the lack of attention this problem received. Garbage collectors, despite their crucial role, were treated as invisible. People rarely thought about where their trash went or who was responsible for getting rid of it. It was just another task to check off. Musk had always believed that technology could fix big problems, but now he saw that innovation was needed here too. The experience made him realize that this wasn't just a matter of recycling more or throwing less away. It was about fundamentally changing the way society thought about waste. Elon started thinking about how technology could be used to revolutionize waste management, make recycling more efficient, and even find ways to repurpose things that were thought of as garbage. But what really struck him was how little people understood the impact of their actions. The true cost of waste wasn't just environmental, it was social too. Garbage collectors worked hard to manage a problem that was largely invisible to the public. and yet they weren't given the recognition they deserved. As Elon Musk continued working as a garbage collector, he couldn't help but notice the opportunities for technological improvements in the industry. In his world, technology was the answer to many problems, and it was clear to him that the garbage collection process was no different. But he also realized that the industry had been slow to adopt innovation. Much of the work was still done the old-fashioned way: trucks manually picking up bags of trash, workers sorting through waste by hand, and systems that hadn't changed much in decades. Musk's mind started racing. What if automation could play a role here? What if AI could help optimize routes for the garbage trucks, saving time and fuel? He thought about how autonomous vehicles could handle the repetitive tasks of driving and waste collection, allowing human workers to focus on the parts of the job that required more attention. With so many trucks on the road each day, even small improvements in efficiency could have a big impact on the environment and the costs involved. But the challenges went beyond just driving the trucks. The actual process of sorting the trash was inefficient and outdated. Musk knew that AI and robotics could transform this part of the industry as well. For example, sorting machines equipped with advanced sensors could separate recyclables from trash more accurately, cutting down on contamination and improving recycling rates. The potential to reduce waste sent to landfills was huge. If only the technology could be applied effectively. Another idea that kept coming to his mind was waste-to-energy technology. Musk had always been a believer in sustainable energy, and he saw an opportunity to turn waste into a resource. With the right technology, some of the things people threw away could be repurposed into usable energy. This could be a way to not only tackle the waste problem, but also provide a more sustainable energy source. He also began thinking about the importance of data. Garbage collection was a logistical nightmare, with trucks taking different routes every day depending on traffic, weather, and collection schedules. Musk realized that if the system were more data-driven, it could become smarter. Real-time data on waste collection could help cities better manage resources and improve the efficiency of garbage trucks, cutting down on unnecessary trips. The more Musk thought about it, the more he saw that technology had the potential to revolutionize this entire industry. And yet, the tools that could make this happen weren't being fully utilized. He saw an opportunity to change that, a chance to bring the same level of innovation that had revolutionized electric cars and space travel to the world of waste management. As the days went on, Elon Musk began to feel something he hadn't expected: a deep emotional connection to the work and the people around him. At first, he had thought of the job purely as an experiment, a way to gain insight into the lives of regular workers. But soon, it became much more than that. The longer he worked as a garbage collector, the more he understood the emotional weight of this kind of labor. Musk saw firsthand the physical toll the job took on the workers. The early mornings, the long hours, the grueling labor. It wasn't just tough on their bodies, it was tough on their spirits too. He saw workers push through exhaustion, never complaining, but their faces told a different story. Many of them worked multiple jobs to make ends meet, and their lives were a constant struggle. Yet, despite all of this, there was a quiet strength among them. They were resilient, and they took pride in what they did, even though it often went unnoticed. Elon began to realize how little recognition garbage collectors received for their work. People didn't see the value in what they did until the trash piled up. These workers kept cities clean, but no one gave them a second thought. Musk felt the weight of this injustice. He had spent his life building companies that were praised for changing the world. But here were people who were shaping society in a way that mattered just as much, if not more. They weren't building rockets or designing electric cars, but they were making sure that people could live in a clean, functional environment. That, too, was vital to the well-being of society. This experience also made Musk reflect on his own life. He had always been driven by innovation, always thinking about the next big thing. But now, he was seeing the value in the everyday, in the hard work that often went unnoticed. He realized that technology couldn't fix everything. Sometimes, it was the people behind the work who deserved the most recognition. For the first time, Elon Musk felt truly humbled. The experience had opened his eyes to the struggles of others, and it had made him question his own role in the world. He wasn't just a CEO or a billionaire anymore. He was a part of something bigger, a world where hard work and perseverance mattered just as much as invention and progress. After his time working as a garbage collector, Elon Musk was left with a profound sense of reflection. The lessons he had learned were ones he hadn't expected. He went into the experience thinking he would gain some insight into the lives of regular workers, but what he ended up learning went far beyond that. One of the biggest lessons Musk learned was the importance of hard, honest work. The garbage collectors he worked with weren't looking for praise or attention. They didn't expect anyone to recognize their contributions, but they were dedicated to their jobs nonetheless. Musk had always prided himself on his innovative ideas and technology, but now he saw that there was value in the simple, often overlooked tasks that people did every day. Hard work, even when it goes unnoticed, is what keeps society functioning. He also learned about the power of community. The workers he spent time with had formed strong bonds with each other. They supported one another, shared stories, and laughed together. In a world where so many people are isolated by their jobs or lifestyles, this sense of camaraderie was something Musk had taken for granted. The connection between people, especially those who shared a common struggle, was stronger than he ever realized. But perhaps the most shocking lesson of all was about society's relationship with waste. The sheer scale of the problem was something Musk couldn't ignore. He had always thought about innovation as the solution to big problems, but now he saw that technology could be part of the solution to waste management. It wasn't just about reducing waste. It was about reshaping how society thought about it, how people viewed their impact on the environment, and how technology could be used to fix an issue that had been ignored for too long. In the end, Musk's experience as a garbage collector changed the way he viewed the world. It reminded him that even the smallest jobs are important, and that innovation doesn't just happen in labs or boardrooms. It happens everywhere. And sometimes it's not the technology that makes the biggest impact. It's the people doing the work behind the scenes.